Back with another one. Um, Keep it short and sweet. Market's about to open in 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna do a recap. And so market's open. Yesterday we had CPI, huge release number. All this grind higher, and overnight we grinded a little higher. Today we had PPI get released. Um, and the number came out um, also showing signs of deflation in the economy as far as core PPI, way under forecast by zero point 0.3 percentage points. Core retail sales was up more than forecast. Empire State Manufacturing Index better than forecast. So everything kind of looks good for the economy. PPI month over month way down, half a percentage point down. Half 0.6 percentage points less than forecast. So signs that inflation are slowing are definitely here, at least in month over month. Um, so yeah, let's just see how that plays out. I think that's a positive fundamental sign for the markets. Um, and deflationary. So we should see, at least in the dollar, some more downside. We took out this first sell side objective. I could see that, there should be a small retracement before we break down lower. However, we are in this weekly bullish breaker. So it is um, just good to note. But the range of this weekly bullish breaker is actually all the way down here. So we may see further lows. I think that's definitely in the cards, seeing as how on the monthly time frame, if we just zoom all the way out, we did touch back and confirm this order block, but we are falling through this buy side imbalance, which should be holding price up. So because it's not holding price up, I think we could trade even lower to this lower order block objective in the 40-day sell side liquidity target for IPTA for the algorithm. So for me now, I'm pretty bullish in NQ, obviously. Uh Crazy bull run we've been on. If I just zoom and look at all of this, our final target we haven't hit this monthly target, this money up here, we haven't tapped into it and taken it. So this week, next week, it could get taken. We could just retrace from here. Um, a lot of things could happen, but but just going from the monthly to the weekly, we've been on a tear the past 3 weeks. And I think until we take out this objective, we won't start to seek internal range liquidity in terms of these two weekly fair value gaps. So want to see this get taken first and then a retracement down into these levels. Daily wise, we have a bullish breaker on the daily. Could be used as internal range liquidity, but I don't think that'll happen until we take this external range. Price has been on a tear looking for it. We've had 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 day rallies in this price leg, 2 down days, mixed series of days, and now we're back to some bullish days with some good fundamental news coming out in terms of the inflation number. So these are my downside targets for a buy. I would like to see, check that y'all can see this. Cool. I would like to see, what would I like to see? And again, it's just what I like to see. Doesn't mean it gotta play out like that. But I would like to see, so let's keep that in mind. I would like to see, damn, okay. I would like to see price take out London low, potentially tap back into here, even though that might be a big ask. Potentially take out PM low and New York AM low as well. Um, Actually, let's see how much percentage that would be. Nah, that would be a huge move down. We're 0.44% up. Um, I would just like to see at least one of these lows get swept and a rejection block made on the 15-minute time frame before we see um kind of price go lower here and then rally to take out the rest of these objectives. So here I'll be cautious. We have a range of 90 points to our next objective. So if we don't really see our rejection block here, I'm pretty sure that we could see another drop here. We don't really have too many inefficiencies in this. So it could just be a quick drop here, some consolidation, and then a huge rally in PM session, uh, in lunch to PM session back up here. Uh, but yeah, I think the news that came out is fundamentally positive. So I'm looking for upside in the market. Um, I just want to be clear in the run. So what would be clear to me is if basically someone's sell stop, someone larger, their sell stops get taken out. That would be the liquidity used to get up here to then run on these buy stops. Uh, that's what I'm looking for. So right off the bat, I see this 15-minute fair value gap from the news release. I see this swing high, swing low kind of complex. It's potential though. It has to run up through here for this to get by. Um, Similarly, I would say I saw one here, but this could make a lower low. So we just gotta stay patient on that. This is my time frame, 5 minute. I see relative equal lows here. So I see some sell side right here on this time frame. And yeah, like because I made money in these accounts yesterday, again, I always just want to be more cautious the next day. So I'm not like overconfident out here. That's a real thing. Yeah, so I do want to see how price trades around this 15 minute/5 minute fair value gap situation we got over here. I see a lot of reasons for price to maybe sweep this high, which looks clean, to sweep it and then reject still. So I'm really looking for this rejection and this to get taken. Um, Hopefully today. If we just see straight upside, then I could take something above this bullish breaker once it's confirmed. But you just gotta watch and see. I am seeing that we do have pretty big opening range gap again. And that our London low sits in this opening range gap in the pretty much perfectly with this lower quadrant. So I could see price dip below discount here, dip into discount here, and even the discount of the discount, taking out this London low and then making its move. That's what I would want to see. So kind of gotta wait. Always like to do my nice little equities check. Everything is green right now so far. EV stocks, I guess those are mixed, but where a majority of the volume is that I'm seeing. But yeah, I would just want to see some this gap get closed pretty much. And it could go even lower. It could sweep sell side from PM session yesterday, sweep London lows. So trade, take out the opening range gap, pretty much close it, and then go. It could stay above and just start to rally. So in that situation, I'll be more cautious and want to take something up here. But yeah, now it's just the patience part. And we're starting to dip into this opening range gap. Gonna get this ready with my account info. Cool. Also going to sign in on TradingView. Note for myself. All right. Cool. Yeah, so yesterday, I had like both charts up, but I had a 1 minute and I had a 5 minute. I kind of like that. So yeah, here we're just still making lower lows, running for sell side, which I would like to see us run out and then probably closer to like 10 o'clock, see some rally. We got some leftover inefficiencies down here from yesterday. This I don't right to the next day. In my experience, these are kind of intraday. So the next day, they don't really respect these. Yeah, so we'll see. I also sometimes just like to see where the pivot points are. See, we just bounced off of one, and we have one way down here at AM session low. So could be that we drop through all of this. Um, for me, even though this might look like a clean short, that's not my objective. So I see that, there's this order block and all of this. Um, really I could wait until we get to here to get long. Um, I just think that this is still the target. And even if we're running away from it, it's to take liquidity to go back here. Like we have this huge um fair value gap on the hourly. We could definitely dig into it. I don't think we'll be trading back into this at all. At all. I don't think we'll be trading into this at all. We missed a lot of what I just said. Yeah, we got a clean buy side here in the form of the current AM session high. Got a little bolder. I'm looking for that to get ran through because it's also buy side. So I do want to see that get ran. So we'll see how this sell side gets taken. I haven't marked up the sell side on the 5 minute. It is also on the 15. And it's also the halfway mark of this opening range gap. So a potential level to see a bounce. I see that we had intraday lows here. And depending on how we close, this could be a rejection block. I don't think it will be. Honestly, I want to see this stronger level get taken. But I don't mandate that that has to happen. It could definitely form before. I think though, even if this forms, I don't like the prospect of all my risk being right above a session level that I could see us running through. So ideally, I would like to not see this form. Um, Meaning we close aside here and I could just delete all of this. Damn. Okay. Cool. Now we wait still. Set an alert when this gets ran. Then this out, it's a little too strong for me. Hmm. So we're running on sell side, and we'll get a little beat once we run through London lows, and then really we'll see how we want to play it. Like if we get a very strong rejection off of that level, that'll be our sign. If we don't, yeah, we'll probably see lower. Yeah. Looks like we're probably about to dive into the red. I could see that this is making a type of another fair value gap situation. It hasn't formed yet. So unless in the next minute we just see huge rejection, um, yeah, we're probably gonna see. Hmm, let's just let's see. Let's wait and see. Starting to see some rejections, pretty big rejection. Yeah, we're gonna see something like that. So all of that getting rejected. It's a great sign for me. Got about 5 seconds till we close. And so, you know the deal. We want to see this next candle dip. It can go lower, but we just want to see it stay out of this rejection zone, i.e., reject. So, what happened? We ran on London lows. Check. Swing low, swing high formed. Another check. Found a chart of the rejection block. Check. Waited for the rejection block retest. Um, that is only if this is valid. So I should probably add more steps in this in the future. But then we be taking something like this. Which high key is a trade I could live with. So really here we're just gonna get the trade ready. And we're gonna get ready to request. Only if we close outside of this level. Set the same thing up here on the 50K. Now we stay patient. Currently we're waiting on that. So yeah, we just gotta see how the next minute or so closes. What I am wary of is this potential fair value gap that's still forming right here. It is something to note. So we would want to see that either closed before or um, inverted. Then we got 40 seconds. I can see the market is starting to dig in and feel that inefficiency. Got 10 seconds left. Dipped in it slightly. I could tolerate that, however. It's pretty equal. So I got the limit order on both accounts. So now just see how it plays out. That did in fact form. And pull up the 1 minute chart as well. See if we get tapped in and our trade runs to terminus. So we got pretty close, but we did not hit mean threshold, which is what I like to see. How about you alert me when I get tapped in? So yeah, pretty close. Just want to see another few ticks lower, about 2 ticks lower. Okay, we're tapped in on both accounts. So here on the apex, I always like to monitor my trailing drawdown because I have to. So what's ideal for us would be running out of this running through this 5 minute fair value gap and inverting it. That would be a great thing to see. We can just follow this on the 1 minute. Kind of leave that alone. It's the same exact chart. So what do I see here on the 1 minute? I see kind of a series of order blocks being made here, which is what I like to see. On the sub entry time frame is that, yeah, we're seeing order blocks get made um, and respected. We want to see one form here. Meaning we run through this. Well aware that we could respect this because we did respect the 50 right here. Um, so really what's holding price up is this order block that we traded out of on the 1 minute. Yeah, we want to see another one form here, maybe get retested and, it takes a few bounces to engineer enough liquidity, but I like to see the consolidation and then the reversal in the rejection block. That's how I know it's rejecting. So cool. We just made a order block and somewhat didn't really retest it, but yeah, that's the one we want to see breakthrough and form. Cool. I'm gonna see if we hold above it. Close above it in the next 30 seconds. 10 seconds. Still probably has to get traded down into for the tap, and then we can take this question mark off. Almost tapped, but starting to run higher. And maybe in the next 2 minutes, we can see. So in the next 2 minutes, we would want to see price trade out of this fair value gap. What's concerning is we're still holding right there. So we got our tap. So that's the revalidation of that on the 1 minute. We're starting to get a rejection block the other way. We also have a tap back into this. So we could see a large wick here. Or we could actually see the rejection, or the, sorry, bearish order block get formed. No, so it looked like that all of that was just a tap here. And it's still within these two candles, which is the next order block. These two down candles right here. So yeah, we would want to see price respect this and trade higher in the last 30 seconds. See how we see this on the 5 minute. So if we break through here and close on the other side, we can probably start to take some risk off. Or even if we close above mean threshold, we did not. So we could still be seeing lower lows. Just keep that in mind. We did, however, try to clear this out 3 times. So we're rolling that paintbrush up through this liquidity. We just want to see it actually get cleared out. So I wrote in my notes that, I got to stop moving my stop. So if anything, um, could just be tapping into this rejection block one final time. This is also the mean threshold of the opening range gap. So this could be a sign that, hey, we're going to come to the bottom of this. So again, also keep that in mind. But we're just staying patient. We would like to see this inverted and held for at least this next candle. Then we can see price trade back into the um fair value gap. So really it's on to how this 5 minute candle closes to see if we're in fact going to start running on buy side, start the buy program. Let's check the 15. Yeah, so this is also going to be a 15-minute candle close. So I mean, so far looking pretty good. Oh, you just gotta wait and see. Let's check the 1 minute again. Yeah, we're like barely closing outside of this. We can refine this to be this is the order block we care about right now. And, we can close in here. We can wick off the bottom. We just don't want to see it close below it. That is not a good sign. So yeah, that was a 5 minute close. Let's see what it looks like. Looks like we haven't closed in the premium of this fair value gap. So What I definitely want to do is see if it's time to mitigate risk, meaning I don't want to see, let's at least mitigate risk to the opening range gap low, just to be safe. So if this breaks in the next 5 minutes and acts as inversion, let's also see how the 15 minute. 15 minute filled in almost all of this. There's a little gap here still. So it could come here and wick off this gap, which and then still seek lower lows. So we wouldn't want to see that. Um, yeah, but we are also seeing uh, a 5 minute order block get formed. We saw one formed here. Keep this on this time frame. We also are potentially seeing one here. So yeah, we really don't want to see these. Like it price could trade back into it, tap it, but we don't want to see like it close below here or close below here. We really don't want to see that. Um, I like to see that, these are progressing in this direction, just showing that we're on the right side of order flow. Excuse me. And I believe this is a day where, again, our real target is up here. So, like, I would like to take a partial off here and let this run. Um, see if it'll let me do that. Not because these are paired. It's the hard part. But yeah, we really just want to see how this 5 minute candle closes. But looks like we got a good entry, nice fill. Um, yeah. This is really the order. Ooh, shit. So cool. This is probably acting as inversion, which we like to see. And we have an untapped 5-minute order block here. Mm. See how the dollar's doing. No need for us to see anything below that. Move it here as well. Doing pretty good trailing drawdown wise. We could probably move that stop to break even. Just say we don't want another retest of this. So what else could trip us up? I see there's a tiny fair value gap right here. 5. Um, and then yeah, there's really these inefficiencies. So here is definitely where we want to take profit. Um, but yeah, we want to see these get ran out, see a market structure shift here when this gets taken. Um, there may be some fair value gap that gets created in this price leg on the 5-minute. So like if this candle runs super high, takes us out, and leaves a busy, um, when this gets taken, we should see it traded back down into for the run up through here, through all of this, into this. So hopefully when this gets taken, I'm looking to hold my runner the rest of the day until we run into this top purple, which would be an extra 2 bands. If I had held the full 2 contracts, which I won't, definitely take a partial, it'd be like 5.5 day. I could even add another one on if this gets broken later in the day. It really all depends. My take profit for the top step is at here. So yeah, depending on how this gets formed, you can see something like this. Gotta wait 3 minutes to see. Looks like we closed this in and made this. Looks like we're not gonna get back down here, so definitely that to be our stop. If this in fact acts as fair value gap, we can move it. Guess we don't have a stop loss. We can use the top of this. We secured some profits. So we secured pretty much 1,000. And yeah, we're gonna let that run. Probably just until lunch session. But yeah, this is a successful trade, banked. Just gonna add some alerts. Yeah, it looks like we're out of the opening range gap as well. So we can, close some of this in. Starting and closing this inefficiency. Might close it all the way in. It's really small now. Like super small. Nah, I got closed in. So yeah. Just leave this back at the rejection block. Starting to see some pretty steep retracement. See about an OTE short. That'd be the perfect OTE short setting up. However, that's not what we want to see. keep in mind we do have this 5 minute um, order block that has not been validated or retouched. So we could definitely see that. We also have this inverse fair value gap that hasn't been touched. See, now we see this touched. And now we wouldn't want to see really anything lower than that. So yeah, we would ideally just like to create a pretty big wick. So let's see if it holds for this next minute. Then we don't expect this to get traded back to. Let's see how we're doing on the minute. See how we're doing over here. Still floating about $400. Just had a 5 minute close. So yeah, now we expect price to go bananas and keep running it up. Could see consequent encroachment of this wick. We don't want to see anything really lower than that. Cool. So yeah, now we're pretty much just floating this runner. So I'm gonna kind of manage this off of my phone once we are confirmed that we're trading higher. We haven't confirmed that we're trading all the way higher. We could definitely see a rejection here, meaning all this gets turned to an order block. We don't want to see that. Um, we want to see it dig back up and not play out as this OTE to all take off. But these are just good levels in case it is in fact the OTE. I see we do have this market structure shift. I'm just analyzing the bearish case on the 1 minute, and we do have this um, bearish fair value gap. So what we would want to see is, but I noticed that we're closing in the premium still. So that's still a good sign for me. We don't want to see us close pretty much lower or in the discount of this, or yeah, or of this opening range gap. So we can go back to both. Yeah, so 5 minute wise, we're still on this consequent encroachment of this wick. We can definitely tap it. We would like to see it not tap it, but definitely just not a close below it. Stretch this out. So cool. So we're starting to see some bullish signs. I gotta go to the bathroom. I'll be back. All right. Damn, y'all heard that. All right. Yeah, so we're back and the leaving a runner experiment is working great so far. So far, we just ran into AM session highs. Um, but we really didn't form a rejection block. So I'm okay with that. What I don't want to see is just a retracement back to this 1 minute fair value gap. Um, we did have a market structure shift here on the 5 minute. So we would expect pretty much we could potentially trade. Actually, we can trade back to the fund. Um, we would want to see this stay breakaway, and potentially we could trade back into the fair value gap if it gets created here. If it doesn't, then we should and if it doesn't get traded into, meaning like this trades down here and doesn't create a fair value gap, we can definitely go down here. Oh yeah, y'all can see my peanut butter. I be eating peanut butter out the jar. It's a problem. Anyway, turn this back into your AM high intraday. So we can leave that on 5. But we're also seeing that there was a swing low. Let me switch to the 5. There was, let me take all this off. There was this swing low, swing high, and then a lower swing low. And then this leg, which traded through all of this. So these two candles are acting as the breaker, which price could break up, come down, retest, and then go higher, which is probably when we will see a drive into this rejection and potentially above it because we have a monthly liquidity level all the way up here. So probably about to see 16K today. It's a big psychological number. Um, I think everybody wants to see it. So it looks like that's in the cards today. Um, I mean, I'm happy. I've secured profit and am securing more. So I got this floating still. So whether I get my exact 2000 or more or a little less, I'm cool because I was profitable. Uh, this is more just an experiment to see, like, hey, I want to see price come take out this level. That's what I think is going to happen. So let me be exposed in some way to some risk so I can profit when it does happen. Um, yeah. So we got our market structure shift and we have two fair value gaps. I think usually we always trade to the most extreme. So I mean here we can already see prices kind of already trading into this. This is in fact the high of the opening range gap. Technically, this is our 5 minute breaker situation. So yeah, I'm just seeing if price is gonna trade into this. Could even trade super low to come retest this 5 minute order block. Ideally, I would like to see all of this stay open and price just keep going higher and looking for this higher liquidity. It did tap into this 15 minutes, so let's check how the 15 minutes looking. We don't have any inefficiencies here on the 15 minute, however. So although we do have a market structure shift on the 15 minute also, well, two of them, we're not seeing the same like fair value gaps that we're seeing on the 5. So yeah, price totally traded through this one. We're just seeing if it closes outside of it. If it closes inside, we'll probably come down here. Um, so yeah, we're starting to see a market structure shift and bearish fair value gap. So we could come down here still. Um, Totally a possibility. I don't want to trail this stop too tight, but it looks like we're not. So we want to see this get inverted pretty strongly. Yeah. Want to see a 5 minute order block get made this way. And then, yeah, we should be proceeding up into this uh, take profit up here. Could see a retracement though. Um, just, just keep that in mind. Looks like this is holding price currently. Prices, at least on the 1 minute, not really breaking through here. So we want to see a breakthrough so we can take this off the chart and assume that this stays breakaway. So now we're starting to too close to call. So stay patient. I'll move my top step stops. Yeah, it's opening range gap, not giving up without a fight. But luckily, we don't really have any more inefficiencies. We do have this gap. It did not, it's still remaining open right here. Um, but we did have a rejection block form off that level, so whatever. Um, you just want to see how the next 2 minutes close going into lunch. Um, and then yeah, just see what lunch gives us. Big reversal on the dollar, which is good for us. Shit, Tesla going crazy as usual. Hey, Rivian going crazy also, which I like to see because I'm participating in that move. Let me check. See if we see AI up as well. AI up crazy too. So I might be back in the green on AI, which is a good sign. Nope. I bought at 31.79. AI is not there. Yeah, this minute fair value gap is pretty stubborn right now. Um, could be coming back down to retest this. So let me just have my stops set accordingly in my top step. We have just touched the mean threshold here and we got a reaction. So that's a positive sign. But we did close outside of this 5 minute on the 5 minute. So more than likely we will come down here. And we could come all the way back to close the rest of this gap. And we might not make it all the way up there today. Totally, totally possible. Let's just see how we're reacting on the 5 minute at least. Like if it's just clear disrespect at this level or we're holding, it's somewhat disrespect on the 1 minute, but we could tolerate that because we're still in a lower time frame fair value gap. So yeah, price taking its time really here. So yeah, we'll just see what the next 2.5 minutes gives us. We got stopped out on top step. Do not mean to move that from my phone. So yeah, let's drop to the minute and really see what we're getting here. Got 2 more minutes till we see a 5 minute close. Looks like we just came down to fill this inefficiency on the 1 minute. So um, let's see how we close on the 5 minute though. Because we did just bounce, but we closed a little below it, which I mean we could tolerate. So yeah, what we don't want to see is just a huge down 1 minute candle. That would just be indication that we're gonna go below here. So we don't want to see that. We would like to be done with the opening range gap. We're seeing a huge wick on the 5 minute. Ideally, we close outside of both of these, and that's it. Ideally, we see this get inverted as well. So yeah, we had a huge 5 minute wick close below that complex. Seeing that get inverted, all good signs. Some more math. Yeah, this is just when price action becomes somewhat annoying. Um, This is one of the shitty parts about holding all day. It's just all this back and forth. It's weighing on my drawdown and mental capital. Just, yeah, this 15-minute series just kind of put a whole damper on shit. Like, I guess it's going to take a lot to break through. Um, a pretty energetic move, which we probably won't see before lunch, given what price is up to. And so price is probably trying to consolidate between these two levels. Just given like broke through, came back, fat ass wick. Um, maybe it's trying to trap people short, but opening range gap is not giving up without a fucking fight. And like, I'm not here to fight the markets. That's not what I'm here to do. Yeah, just consolidating between these two fair value gaps. Like, might just run on sell side, take people out, then run again. Like, it's looking for money. Um, the algo's looking for liquidity right now. It's just hunting. So, um, don't want to really be on the opposite end of that. So, if that 5 minute fair value gap breaks, I'm going to get out. I want to see bulls. I want to see bulls come back into this market. This is looking like a rejection block. That's forming. I want to see the break of market structure to the upside, like fair value gaps getting made to the upside. Don't want to see this. There we go. A break to the upside, at least on the 1 minute. Um, want to see a break on the five. Like, want to see a higher high get put in. Just basic shit. Oh, cool. So really, yeah, like, man, want to see this get inverted. Want to see that rejection block get inverted. That's the real sign. An inverted rejection block. We'll let those. Not when it's against me, of course, but got this 5 minute bullish breaker, and this didn't really pan out because I guess the breaker is so big. I should probably find different purples for these. That don't really mean nothing. That's worse. Whatever. Yeah, man, just like I've never seen a 1 minute fair value gap do this. Like, that's crazy. Ooh, that level gets blown out. I'll be so fucking happy. Now, price is just looking to consolidate in that range, and I can't really do nothing about this. Like, this is either the confirmation of this 5 minute or it's going to make a bearish order block, in which case this is going to hold, in which case I'm out. I see that shit get its face blown off, like get inverted. Man, like that is not what I want to see. I'm gonna take a second to step away, go get some food. Yeah, so pretty much got stopped out um from that runner. So it's like we took a $400 loss pretty much on our 2K trade. So just reflecting on it, would I leave that runner on in the future? Nah, man, I think I'm happy with my 2K and I don't like losing much more than that. So, um, until I can do three contracts and take two off and have my 2K and leave a runner on with the extra contract, knowing I have 2K, I don't think I want to do the runner. That's just my idea, and I probably shouldn't have done it in my top step because now I'm back at $20 on the day. I gave up all my profits. So, honestly, 50 points to get the fuck out. I could have been gone from this stream an hour and 15 minutes ago. So really like this is about reclaiming time, this trading thing, for me at least. And yeah, it definitely is not worth it to be to hold them runners and sit here all day, unless I know I've paid myself what I was going to pay myself when the 50 hit. Um, yeah, yeah. Because now if I look at my drawdown, like $700 in drawdown, even though I was up on the day. And I don't know, for me, that's really not like what I want. I want consistent up and to the right, predictable trades. So I don't like giving back money to drawdown. I like when I make profit, I have 7,500 back at my drawdown level. So I know I have a full deck of cards, so to speak, to play with. And this shit, I don't like. So yeah. So yeah, glad that we got the 50 points here and at least took something off the table. Um, yeah, all these market structure shifts, just that's not, I don't like to sit through all of that. That's really not it for me. So I may look for another trade later in the day, not on stream, in my top step. But I have a meeting in like an hour, so I'm gonna eat food and go chill with my family, mentally decompress. Good day though. I made 1600, so I'm really not mad at that. This the strategy delivered. I just feel like I should have took it all off. Um, yeah. So probably gonna stick around for a few more minutes, and then I'll see. So yeah, this looks like again another potential rejection block, depending on how it forms. Because we have a session level, we did just put in a lower low here, but we closed inside of it. This is on the 1 minute. These are both the 1 minute. So yeah, it really depends on if we get a nice 5 minute wick here. which doesn't look like we're getting. So again, we could be retracing, coming back to these levels. Let's take all this off. Basically, yeah, we could be coming back to take more sell side. It really depends. We're starting to get. Mm, we did just close with a wick, so this is another potential setup here. So yeah, two rejection blocks at the same level probably means we'll trade up to here, potentially reject that one. Um, Keep in mind we do have this 5 minute fair value gap right here. And really, I would only take this on the top step. I think I'm done with the um, apex. I'm cool with the 16, almost at 4K up. So, what, 4,000, almost 20% of the way there to our 20K objective. Yeah, gonna close this, sign out. Sign into my other account for the top step. And you see all those fucking entries. So yeah, I broke a rule today. Technically two of them. But yeah, we'll see if this session reject is valid. As you can see in here, it probably won't show. Yeah. Fuck, I wish it showed on my order history, like how much I made and shit. Doesn't. Whatever. so this is definitely probably going to close valid. So we're just sitting here ready for it. So pretty much, the market probably does want to go up. It's just super big fake out of all retail. Some messy, not clean price action. See if this taps me in. Got tapped in. Price is really not rejecting, respecting, rejecting. It's not doing none of that right now. So not off to a great start. But we'll see if we get the breaker to form. On the 1 minute. So yeah, looking like we wanted to fill the gap. I think we're really far from those sell side levels, but totally could be wrong. Could be a down day. So we'll just see what happens if we're just engineering liquidity in this run to go back higher, or if we're in fact going to go much, much lower. So we can see it. Mm, not looking good. We would want to close back inside the gap. Did we? We closed at the gap. Ooh, let's just watch this on the 1 minute for now. Opening range gap has now been traded all the way through. So if we look at regular trading hours, that gap has been closed. And so yeah, we'll just see if the market wants to dig and start to fill these, or if that's all it wanted to do and it still wants to go higher. Again, we're working off of good fundamental news, but fundamentals don't really tell you shit about timing. Um, Technicals do. Let's see what the 5 looks like. Pretty weak. There we go. Technically, this is our 1 minute breaker. What's concerning, however, is this. So this literally has to get inverted or act as inversion. So yeah, we're about to coming up on lunch. So we'll see. Yeah, I'll probably leave 30 minutes into lunch to see if, I mean, right now, not looking good. If we make another lower low, then this whole breaker idea is non valid. Yeah, and we'll want to cut the trade short. Yeah, so now we're in lunch, minute into lunch. So let's see if we switch to a buy program. Let's start to seek out buy stops. Would make sense given all of the positive fundamental news, but we have to see it play out. We gotta see this get inverted for us to feel good about that idea. At least to, break market structure here. I know it's dark. Yeah, but for us to see, yeah, break a market structure, for value gap get created, it can still trade into it, but this, we don't want to see a lower low. Let's check what the five looks like. So yeah, broke market structure, but didn't create displacement. Not really a positive sign. However, these order blocks still holding, but yeah, yeah, just looks like more bearish order flow. So I'm going to let it close on the 5 minute. I mean, we're still in this opening range gap. But we would want to see at least a close inside of here. The up close would be best. And so we're starting to hold in there on the 1 minute. I'm gonna eat.